Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, Chapter 7, At the White Rabbit's House. The White Rabbit soon noticed Alice hunting for his gloves and fan. He called out to her in an angry voice.
Mary Ann, what are you doing here? Run home right now and fetch me a pair of gloves and a fan. Hurry!
Alice knew that the rabbit had mistaken her for someone else. But he sounded so angry that she ran where he was pointing. She didn't try to explain his mistake to him.
He probably thinks I'm his servant,
she thought.
He'll be surprised when he finds out who I am. But he's so angry right now that I'd better find his gloves and fan.
Alice soon came upon a neat little house. On the door was a brass sign that said, W. Rabbit. She hurried inside and closed the front door.
How strange to be sent on an errand by a rabbit.
Alice laughed.
Soon Dinah will be sending me on errands too.
Alice entered a room with a table near the window. On the table lay a fan and a pair of white gloves. Alice picked them up. She was about to leave when she spotted a bottle on the floor. This time there was no label saying "Drink me," but Alice uncorked the bottle anyway.
Whenever I eat or drink anything today, something interesting happens,
she thought. She took a sip.
I hope this will make me grow again because I'm tired of being so small.
That is exactly what happened, and much faster than Alice expected. Before she had drunk half the bottle, her head was pressing against the ceiling. She quickly put down the bottle.
That's enough. I hope I won't grow anymore because I can't get out the door. I wish I hadn't drunk so much.
But it was too late for that. Alice went on growing and soon had to kneel on the floor. In another minute, she had to lie with one foot up the chimney. She stuck one arm out the window.
There's no more room for me,
Alice wailed. Luckily, she stopped growing. But she was very uncomfortable being squashed inside the White Rabbit's house.
It was much nicer at home,
Alice said.
I wasn't always changing size, and mice and rabbits weren't ordering me around. I wish I hadn't gone down that rabbit hole. And yet, this is quite an adventure. I used to think fairy tales weren't real. And now I seem to be in the middle of one. Maybe someone will write a book about me.
Suddenly, Alice heard an angry voice outside.
Mary Ann, where are you?
The White Rabbit called. He tried to open his front door, but Alice's elbow was pressing hard against it.
Then I'll go through a window,
the White Rabbit said.
No, you won't,
Alice said. She waited until she heard the White Rabbit under the window. Then she tried to grab him. The White Rabbit shrieked and ran away.
Pat, where are you?
Right here, digging potatoes in the garden,
a man replied.
Pat, what's that in the window?
There was a pause while the gardener looked at the house.
Looks like an arm to me.
An arm? Who's ever seen an arm that big? Take it away!
Alice waved her arm around and heard some whispering. Then all was silent for a while, until a crowd began gathering under the window. Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, Chapter 8, On the Run. Friends of the White Rabbit had come to help him get rid of Alice. Alice couldn't see how many creatures had gathered under the window, but she could hear them.
Send someone down the chimney!
One voice cried.
Pull the arm out the window!
Another voice cried.
I wish they could pull me out the window.
Alice said to herself.
I don't want to stay here any longer.
She heard more mumbling, and finally the White Rabbit spoke.
Good,
He said.
a wheelbarrow full should be enough.
A wheelbarrow full of what?
Alice asked quietly. She didn't have long to wonder. The next moment, a shower of pebbles came through the window. Some of them hit Alice in the face.
Ow! I'll put a stop to this.
She said to herself. Then in a louder voice, she called,
You'd better not do that again. If you do, I'll tell my cat Dinah about this.
No one outside said anything. Meanwhile, Alice was surprised to see the pebbles turning into little cakes.
If I eat one, it's sure to change my size. I can't grow any larger, so I bet it'll make me smaller.
Alice swallowed a cake and was delighted to feel herself shrinking. As soon as she was small enough to fit through the door, she ran outside. A crowd of birds and animals immediately rushed at her. But Alice ran off as fast as she could. She was soon deep in the woods. However, Alice did not feel safe yet. As she was searching anxiously among the trees, she heard something bark. Alice looked up and saw an enormous puppy staring back at her. It stretched out a paw, trying to touch her.
Oh, you poor thing.
Alice said in a kind voice. Maybe if she gave it a pat, it wouldn't eat her. But the puppy wouldn't approach her even though she was only 3 inches tall. Perhaps it would play fetch. Alice picked up a stick, and the puppy yelped with delight. It charged at Alice, who ran behind a bush. When Alice appeared again, the puppy rushed at the stick and tumbled head over heels.
Oh my!
Alice said.
I'm so small now. This is like playing games with a horse.
At any moment, she expected the puppy to crush her. But now it was running back and forth, barking wildly. Finally, it got tired and lay down panting. The puppy's tongue was hanging out and its eyes were closing.
This is probably a good time to escape,
Alice said. While the puppy rested, she quietly slipped away. Then she ran and ran until she could barely hear the puppy barking.
That was a nice puppy,
Alice said breathlessly. She rested against a tiny flower, fanning herself with one of its leaves.
If I were bigger, I could teach it some tricks. I really do need to grow bigger again. But how will I do that? I suppose I should eat or drink something. But what?
That was certainly a good question. Alice looked around at the flowers and grass. But she couldn't see anything that might help her. There was a mushroom growing near her that was as big as she was. Alice looked under it for anything to eat or drink. Then she stood on tiptoe and peeped over the edge of the mushroom. Her eyes met those of a blue caterpillar. He was sitting quietly on top of the mushroom with his arms folded. They stared at each other in silence for quite some time.